Hola, I'm back. Hola, welcome to Word to Your Mama, the podcast that amplifies diverse voices and celebrates shared experiences. Hosted by me, Ritzy P, a Latina creative entrepreneur with a background in art, music, and new web technologies. From Academy and Emmy winners to activists, artists, and builders, we celebrate the rich diversity of my multicultural tribe. There will be special guests, mad laughs, and absolutely no BS. Word to Your Mama drops every Monday on your favorite podcast platform. So, what's been happening in the past 2 months? The gist is Mastermind Retreat number 3, water healing, our event, Hola Metaverso event, Alchemia, me speaking there, meeting and seeing amazing people. Straight into VeeCon, speaking at VeeCon, meeting Gary V twice during the 3 days, being there with some amazing folks, it being magical. Then I got to speak to middle schoolers in Maryland, and they made me cry. Then I flew to Chicago to cover the DNC. We had a pre-DNC event there. Then I got to record 2 episodes of the Get Down and go see a monumental moment. And then literally a couple of days ago spoke second time, presented at the United Nations General Assembly 79th Science Summit. That's what's been happening in the past 2 months. That's what's been happening. And then I've been playing amazing, dropping classics from all the way back to 2020. You know what I'm saying? Classic episodes for you guys. I didn't leave you guys hanging. No, didn't leave you hanging. A few of the episodes that I will mention, there's a bunch, but a few that I will mention so you can go back and listen or watch. But most of them, I think, because they're pre-YouTube timers, pre-Riverside timers that you can listen to. So one of the first ones that I dropped was the first Relatives episode ever. That was in 2020, kids. I think it was like September, November of 2020. The first episode of The Relative. You guys don't know what the Relatives are because you're new to the crew. Relatives is a podcast within a podcast. Relatives explores the history of when a first generation Mexican girl, that's me, and a black girl, that's Naisha, meet in South Bay, San Diego, and become relatives. We discuss black and brown unity, hip hop, overcoming trauma, crazy movie type moments, and so much more. Yeah. So the first episode ever usually comes out once a month. Boom. Another one, the OG one that I dropped was OG Chino, who is a Korean cholo. He was a tour manager. He's an artist and a restaurateur. If you guys are ever in the LA area, you have to go to Escala in K-Town. That's his place. Dope music, dope atmosphere, and amazing fucking food. I mean, it's Korean, Colombian. Say less. Listen to that. Here's incredible story. Keep asking, where's the book? That's all I'm saying. Where's the book? And then you have to see the post too, because I have these crazy photos of when he was, first came to the States and the Latinos took him in. So he was like Korean cholo, like literally, authentically confirmed. Also, my brother-in-law, Jay Taylor, he was on, I think it was in 2021. He had just been released from 12 years in prison. And we talk about, the school to prison pipeline. He keeps it real. He talks about how he was a firefighter. And then we also discuss how the famous song, especially in this area, if you're West Coast, by Murs, Okie Dog, that song is about him. So he tells that incredible story on how, Murs got that song and asked him if it was cool to tell his story, because it's a one-man gang. And then another one was the latest one I just redropped. It was a classic. It's Lisa T.I. Jenkins, the whitest, blackest. And we discuss how she's white. And then there's a clip that I discover that her husband, who we thought this entire time his name was Ranger Ted, because her name is Lisa Jenkins, but she's white. And then his name is Jerome Benson. But I find that out on air. I have this video. If you listen to it, you hear it. But I have this video. And so anyways, it's fantastic. I watch it and I start like rolling because it kills me every time. Like, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. So we had to wake up hella early for the United Nations. This time, last year we went to New York to do it. This time it was virtual, and it was a new batch of women. Shout out to Sandy. I'm hoping to have her on before the year's over so you can hear her incredible story. Shout out to Sandy Martinez, founder of Woman of Web3. She organized us. She got us together. It was amazing and it was beautiful. Because I'm West Coast, it was 9 a.m. Eastern. So that meant 6 a.m. our time, which meant we wanted to get together to make sure everything worked correctly at 5:30 my time. But I had to be camera ready. So 4:30 my time. Do you know how many alarms I put on my phone? Because I was like, I ain't missing this. Because I was like, I'm going to go Mimi's at midnight and I'm going to sleep through the whole thing. So I had like maybe four alarms. So anyways, we did the thing. It was 2 hours. And then we had this Zoom, kind of like a wrap-up party just to talk about how we're feeling. I mean, it's incredible, really. And I'm going to go into it more probably when we talk to Sandy, but it was incredible. I'm super grateful. Shout out to all the women. Shout out to those in my panel. I moderated a panel. Shout out to Jennifer, Superama, Sol. I mean, we represented the creative leaders in Web3. And I mean, it was all beautiful. It was all beautiful. We had folks from Zambia. We had folks from Argentina, Mexico, Switzerland, I believe, India. We had Diana, I think she's Colombiana, but she was in Spain or Dubai, no sé dónde. And I mean, it was incredible. And I was like, I'm all dressed up, product in my hair. I had my, my usual blue suit that's like my uniform. And I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and record this episode. But I was exhausted. I didn't have the headspace. I didn't have the bandwidth. So that's why I decided to do this now. So today is the first day of Latine Heritage Month. Latine, Latinx, I will not say Hispanic, though it's in vogue again, kids. The kids love it. It's in vogue again. I feel the way about it. But anyways, it's the first days from September 15th to October 15th. And so I decided, let me do this and get this out as soon as possible. First, let me talk about who's coming up on the pipeline, because even though you've been getting classics redropped, there has always been new convos with amazing folks. So coming up, we have Madeline Longoria Garcia. She's a Latina owner of this business called Pacific Coffee Research. She's a coffee consultant, educator, and speaker. There's new relatives we already recorded to kind of talk over what's been happening, because we haven't had a relatives in a while, because if you've been listening, that there's been some moves, some cross country moves. And then we're also going to have DJ Kick It. She's a DJ. She's a motivational speaker. And you get to hear her incredible story on how she was a boxer and then she broke her back. And the doctor was like, nah, you're not walking ever. And she was like, nah, I am. And how long that took, and the drive and the perseverance that she had to make it happen. And not only did she walk again, but she was like broke her own records of like deadlifting and all this stuff. So amazing story. And I have some other surprise guests down the pipeline, because, it is an election year, kids. It is an election year. And I want to have some discussions, some that I don't see happening too much within our community. So that's happening. So before I wrap this up, because I'm keeping it short, is that Word to Your Mom is going to go to seasons. It's going to go to seasons. What does that mean? So it means that I'm going to go to seasons, and I haven't decided how many episodes per season, but it's going to go to seasons. It's a lot of work, kids. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do this because I am the producer, the scheduler, the editor, and now we got video. I mean, it's like another job on top of this, right? So, and I want to control what the edits are and what it looks like. So that's why I don't have a company do it, because I want to have control, since I know how to do it and I know how to do it fairly well. So it's going to go to seasons, and then it's going to go to every 2 weeks. Not every week. And that way I have more time to tell you about the amazing people, right? So we're going to see how the rest of the year goes. I think we're going to do once a week. Maybe we'll do every 2 weeks. We'll see how that goes. But for, Latina heritage, I want to keep it, pretty much every week. And then we go into holidays, and then those are classic drops because, I got to be on holiday myself. I got to be with familia. So yeah, so we're going to be going to seasons in 2025 for sure. And then in between, there'll be some classic drops since we have these amazing conversations. And then that's it. So yeah, I hope you guys been doing well. Hope your summer has been, because it's been hot, guys. It's been real hot. I know LA, you guys had like 115, and we were like on par. I think at one point, maybe you guys were hotter than us over here out in the desert. So yeah, the Supernatural Bear started this 7th grade. He tested in the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. And he's at, I think, 10th grade math level. And then he's over, I think, freshman in college level of reading or writing. I mean, and he's like up to here to me. I think maybe by now he's like up to here. I like we're the same size, but I'm talking about eye to eye. So anyways, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for telling your folks, telling your peeps, and telling your friends. Go to the store. You can buy something. I'm going to be adding some new things. I think we're going to bring back the Supernatural Bears Voltron illustration that he did when he was 7. That's a hit. So I think I'm going to bring that back. And then maybe a couple of other things. But that's a great way to support. Tell your folks, tell your peeps, tell your friends, like I said before. And then, keep listening. We got the YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to that. And that's all. That's all I got for you right now. But thank you so much. And I can't wait for you to watch or listen to these incredible new convos that we're about to have before, we wrap up 2024. Because it's about to be that time. And as always, we reap